Thank you. I'm not sure how much time I have, so I think I'll also be quite concise. This is a really big topic, so I've been listening closely to the talks before me to see how I can kind of link it in. I don't think we could possibly cover from a technological aspect what Ethereum is today. We'll have a little bit of a go at that tomorrow. But really, how does this fit into cultural diplomacy? Why are blockchains here talking today? I think really, if we think about it, what is Ethereum? Ethereum is essentially a new form of technology that can enable trust. So for instance, applications like Boop, lots of innovation can grow around that when you have confidence in the base layer of trust. Lord Taylor introduced crypto really well. It's quite broad, there's lots of cryptocurrencies. Ethereum's not just a cryptocurrency, but a blockchain on which you can anchor trust. And I think when you have that kind of trust, it's really powerful. So when you have a source of truth that no one owns, no one controls, and everyone can use, then you can have applications that can really grow and flourish on that. Today, as we heard, much of the world's systems demand trust. Trust is important. Institutions build trust and carry it through time. But it's more and more disruptive, we've also heard today. And so we trust social media companies with our identity and data, financial institutions with our savings, our livelihoods, and governments and platforms to be fair, to be neutral and stable. But when global stability is being tested, as we've heard, I think that the system that underpins it needs to be even more resilient and robust. And so as geopolitical power shifts, technology accelerates, and institutions come under strain, I think the more unstable the world becomes, the more we need to be able to build shared systems that break down the barriers of ideology, of regions, of geopolitics, and allow us to kind of reach beyond borders and have this shared system. So Ethereum was designed to do that, tries to do that in many domains, whether it is decentralized identity, financial sovereignty, voting in elections. Some of this is more tested, has more product market fit than other aspects, but it can be used for all of these things, not just like Bitcoin, for instance, to transfer value. It's incredibly neutral, so it doesn't know if you're a superpower, a small nation, a billionaire, or a student. Everyone's treated the same way in a credibly neutral and fair way, which is enforced by the system that is owned by all, not by one centralized power or entity that can be toppled or influenced or corrupted. And so this essentially, and maybe I'm a little bit excited, is something entirely new in human history. A global system that doesn't rely on trust between people, but on transparency and immutable code. And I think that matters deeply in cultural diplomacy because it's ultimately about cooperation between people who don't share the same history, values, political systems. And so how can we communicate together across systems? It's hopefully systems like Ethereum. And so when trust is fragile, we need systems that make trust verifiable, not promised to you, but given to you in a system. And so Ethereum really enables ownership, where ownership is provable, as we have on Boop, and it's not really, divided by barriers of geography, ideology, and so as cultural powers shift, political powers shift, it can be something that stands kind of the test of time and guarantees self-sovereign ownership and financial access. So lots of people hear this, especially people get really excited about it, and they're like, well, are you trying to disintermediate everything, strip governments away? No, it's a platform on which you can build a government system, a system between institutions or between individuals, and know that that system is grounded in truth and can't be corrupted. So we can build more reliable and verifiable systems so that you yourself can verify that it's correct, which hopefully can democratize finance, access, and improve many things. So I think it really offers an answer to many of these challenges that we've heard about today, not by force, not by ideology or design, but by having a system that's owned by everyone and controlled by no one. So hopefully in a fragmented world, it can be a really new form of mediation that enables collaboration and diplomacy. Thank you.
Thank you, Matthew. Thank you very much indeed.